Hey guys, I'm Dupree, and today I'm showing you some position routes in pool that you may not like, but you need to know them. Just in case that one situation comes up and you need to know how to do these shots. So these are not very common position routes. Some of them are if you are just good at that particular run out. Let me get my chalk out of my bag real quick. There we go. Sorry about that. But there are shots that you need to know, and they take some skill to get down. And first we're going to start off. There are a few position routes to this option right here. Let me adjust it a bit. On the 8 ball, well, let's just say 8-9. We have a cut on the 8, and we need to make the 9 next. And we have a slight cut. There are a few ways to get around this. One is back left spin and pull it around. For the 9, we could have hit a little bit harder. I'm not going to walk over there to get the 8. I'm just going to use the 1 now. Another way you can do it is just a tougher way to judge. Just a little bit of inside and go around the 9 like that. And that's probably the easiest, but you have to tap that 9 perfectly. Let's see if I'm forgetting any other routes before I show you the one that I'm talking about. Let's see. Is there anything? There's a lot of options, but I guess you could do like top left and just kind of spin out and take the hard shot. But for now, if those are blocked, let's say we're back on the 1, we want to shoot the 4, and the 9 and the 8 are in the way like that. Well, let's put the 9 in the way like that and block the first route I showed you with the 8. So now it's a lot harder to make the 4 next. You could roll out and take a tough shot and leave yourself kind of a tough angle. But let's just say we need to get sort of straight in. So this is a shot that takes some real spin. And you have to get around the 9, and that's the tough part with this. Getting around that 9. So we're going to cheat the pocket, not aim dead into the pocket, but aim to make the 1 ball on the right side. I'm going to hit it with a lot of top right spin. And get more straight on. Normally it won't go down that far. I got a weird jump on that rail. But normally you'll be able to just shoot around the 9. I have bad rails. I'm getting new rails next week. So you should be able to just spin around it with some top spin. That's what happens if you hit too soft. But it's just plain top right. And you'll be able to jump around that 9 and spin down just like that. So you'll get more straight on. You won't have that tough angle from here. And you'll be more dead on. And there are different situations where this comes up. That was one of them. And now let's say we need to shoot the 4 next. And the 4 is down here. And we have a blocker here. Like that or something. You could spin out regularly, but let's put another blocker blocking that. So what you could do is, again, that top spin. Oh, I miscued. You could do that. That's regular top spin. But if you need, for some reason, to get closer, or if you could make both in one shot if that 4 was dangling over the pocket, all you need is just some top spin. You can get some jump out of the rail, spin around like that, break up a cluster, and leave yourself with a shot on the 4. So that top spin off a rail, that little curve, is a very helpful shot to know for position and making another ball. I'm going to try it like once. It's not a 100% shot, but it's fairly simple if we were trying to make the 9. This does come up in games, so in shots like this, if we were trying to make the 9, we could jump and curve into it. But that's a real common shot that you can do. Trying to draw into the 9 there, but misjudged it. And all it is that first time it was plain top right, it was way up here, and then the other one it was just plain top, and it was right here. So just hit above where you see that A. This is the IQ, by the way. Hit above where you see that A, and you will be good to go to curve around that ball. The next position route I'm going to show you is very simple. It just takes a little bit of bottom and a little bit of side spin. So let's say we're shooting the 8. Let's say we're shooting the 5 right now, and we want to go 5, 8, 9, and out for the win. But instead of ending up on this side of the 8, where our cue ball, after hitting the 8, naturally goes towards the 9 for an easy shot, let's say that we screwed up and we stopped the cue ball right there. And I know this wouldn't be a big end-game thing because I have the 8, 9 right there, but let's just put a blocker right there. So now we need to get to the 9. And I'm going to block another route, which is the top spin 3-rail route. And that is now blocked with the 2. So you have to find a way to get to that 9. And you want a fairly close shot. So what we're going to do is bottom right spin around that ball and go 2 rails out, get close to the 9, and you will have a straight in shot for the win. Now this shot you do not need to hit very hard. The harder you hit, it's actually, people struggle with hitting this too hard. And people also struggle with pocketing the cue ball onto the side. The more angle you have, the softer you need to hit. So if we had this angle as opposed to the one that we had before and I hit the same speed, we may run into that. We ended up getting a good shot by luck, but you never want to rely on luck. You need to have your skill. But let me demonstrate that properly. We had more angle than last time. We hit the same speed. Again, we may get lucky with a bounce right there. But we don't get where we need, and we don't have a tough bank on the 9. Which is makeable, as you just saw, but that's not the shot you want. So again, you need to practice this on your table to find your correct speed. See if I can do it again. Bottom right, spin around, 2 rails out for the 9. And that bottom right that I was showing you is just around this horizontal line right here. So this is the contact point line right here, and that is where I hit to accomplish that shot. Another very common shot that you need to know to be good at pool is, again, when you end up on the wrong side of the ball. And let's say we are in front of that pocket. We need to shoot the 9 next. So this comes up a lot more often than the other shots. Let's put the 5 there so we can run through that situation again. So instead of ending up kind of dead straight, just a little bit of angle on the 5, we ran over. Way too much. Way too much. Way too much, and we have too much of an angle. Now this isn't a hard position route, but the problem with this is finding your right speed and remaining focused on pocketing this ball. Because on bar tables, side pockets are really small. On this table, it's very big. But again, if you're playing on a bar table, which most Americans play on, the speed is very important. See, that is about great speed on that shot. And we leave ourselves with a nice, easy 9 right to the heart of the pocket. If you hit that too fast, too hard, let me show you some of the common mistakes. Some of the common mistakes is the 5 going out of the pocket. And I don't know if I can simulate that, but hitting too hard, you also leave your cue ball way down here. And it will usually stay frozen to this rail, because what happens is when you have, I'm using bottom right spin again, and what happens when that bottom right spin hits this rail, it immediately just kills the cue ball, kills all of its speed. It'll have left spin on it it'll still have that right spin, and right spin going into this rail will just kill the speed. So your cue ball, if you overhit, will pretty much always end up way down here for a tough shot, and you may have to try to bank it, and you scratch like that. So you need to practice this on your table, practice that speed. Another problem people have is running into this ball off of that second rail. You can just use a little more right spin if you have that problem. But that's pretty much it. You can use top right or bottom right, whatever avoids scratching. If you use too much bottom, you can come close to the scratch. But that's pretty much all for this shot. It's very common. You just need to practice it. Get the speed down on the table before you try it in the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please click the like button down below. If you want to be notified when I post a new video, you can click the subscribe button and then the bell icon right next to it. That'll just send you an email and a notification saying that I've uploaded a new video. If you liked this training ball that I was using, this is called the IQ. It helps with your repetition. It's a great tool. You can order one of these at iqclinic.com. That's IQECLINIC.com. It's a great tool for improving your game. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.